Houston Texans. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This will be fielded at the 6. Touchdown, 49ers! It's a kickoff return of 94 yards as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And that right there is how you silence the home crowd.
All week long in preparation, visiting teams talk about it. Okay, we've got to start fast. We've got to take the crowd out of it, as you just talked about there. We've got to control the ball early. And in this case, forget fast start. This is a blazing start. What they've talked about all week is their offensive unit doing that. Not necessarily the guys returning the opening kickoff, but believe me, they'll take this.
Gold with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Leading the charge will be their quarterback, always fun to watch, Deshaun Watson.
If you just break it down in individual terms, he played really well last week. 0 interceptions, 3 touchdown passes. Not a whole lot more he could have done to win that game. But you know something's funny, when we talked to him, all he focused on were throws he missed, other opportunities that didn't get done.
Good sign of a leader.
Great sign of a leader, because they didn't win, and that's all he cares about.
It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On the jet sweep, here comes Moore. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. And let's take a look at the Texans offense.
With DeAndre Hopkins, I think anyone who's calling plays for him has 0 limitations. And what I mean by that is he's a guy you can move outside, you can move him inside, play him on the left side, on the right side. It doesn't matter. Some guys, they have to have the ball in a certain spot. Not Hopkins. Long, short, intermediate. He just wants the football. And then after that, he usually does some pretty good damage with run after catch.
This is Johnson. He's got it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 30 yards. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. Does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 27. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And some space here. A big play there for the Niners. 45 yards. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
A check on Breida's numbers from last week. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
And they'll get this down to the 10. Give them 14 on that one and a first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
Here's second and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be third and goal now. The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on third and goal. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Matt Breida with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on third and goal. A lot of the times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Second and 6, just inside the 30. They run it here with Gordon. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. Throwing on third down, Watson. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Ready? I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Deebo Samuel, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Come on now, let's go.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Looking to throw on second down. Watson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. To throw is Watson. He's got Jack Doyle. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Gordon. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner. Watson on 3rd down. And he's got his target. That's more. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Now Gordon on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Here's Gordon. And look at this. For the 2nd straight play, the 49er defense drops him for a loss. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. The run hasn't worked the last couple of plays. Now it's 3rd and 14. Out of the gun, Watson. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Keanu Neal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down. Breida, he'll try the right side. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle.
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another first down, almost back to the drawing board.
A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. Garoppolo on 1st down. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 21-0 our score after 1. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. On 1st down, here's Breida. Gets around him. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. This is Breida. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. To throw is Garoppolo. Goodwin able to haul it in. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. Garoppolo in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Garoppolo's throw taken in by Samuel. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That one a first down pickup of 8. Garoppolo in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's up to 7 for 7 now on this drive alone. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Garoppolo looks to throw. The quick slant caught. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to rush coming, and he's taken down. D. Ford able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack on first down, Watson with a catch made by Hopkins. 22 yards there, a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A run there on first down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Tackle made there by Tony Jefferson. Going to run the sweep here. This is Hopkins. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. And the Niners get there and bring him down. D. Ford in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. On the return is Pettis. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as the season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted.
2. Hey, Echo. They're running it.
On 1st down, Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You see me? They can't stop me.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget.
Here we go.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Garoppolo. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 23 yards the pickup there.
Here we go.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Here we go.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line. Garoppolo now. He'll get this into the hands of Breida. And he'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 28. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Throwing on 1st is Garoppolo. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Here we go.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Let's get it.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Garoppolo finding his tight end, Kittle. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
The Niners on third down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Garoppolo to throw. He's got it. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. 3 touchdown passes now for Jimmy Garoppolo as his guys continue to pour it on. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Gold to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Watson now to throw. And it's incomplete. David Moore, the intended target. And it's 3rd and 4. The Texans on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Watson. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Here comes Pettis on the return. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, partner, this is where I need the color commentator. I'm not sure what to say about that one.
Yeah, you and me both, my man. Let's just let that one go and move on.
Deal. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the score line. 27-11, the final score.
All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I don't think you got it, son. Check safety down and go.
Throwing on third down, Watson. It's brought in by Dodson. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the blitz coming, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw, Watson. He gets this one to Johnson. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be fourth down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Niners will take over at the 20. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. They'll begin the drive with Breida. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They run with Breida, and an alley to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now it's Breida, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later. Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. They'll set up a screen for Breida. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 21.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that?
Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 11. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Watson on first down. Taken in by the tight end Doyle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the counter, here's Gordon. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Throwing on second down. Watson. It's complete to Hopkins.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
No gain at all on the play there, and that'll bring up 4th down.
When a linebacker's able to sit at the second level and see things develop in front of him, as soon as he got a hint that the quarterback was checking it down, he just made a beeline directly for the receiver and ended up making the play.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's come together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble, because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Garoppolo, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Breida. Fancy footwork at the 45. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a 1st down. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. Once again, they run with Breida on 1st down. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Here we go, here we go.
First down. Now a give running left is Breida. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Houston. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Got him in. It's Brown. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get point.
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. DeForest Buckner, his 2nd sack of the night.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. DeForest Buckner able to record his 5th sack of the season. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go. Let's get this ball.
3rd and long. It's Watson going deep for Hopkins. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Jimmy Garoppolo and his offense heading back on the field. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes...
Here we go. Wait, You.
Garoppolo gives to Breida. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They run again with Breida, and he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission, I think.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 yards there, 1st down.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, late. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Matt Breida with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Gold able to tack on the extra point. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Let's go.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now Watson. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. And it's 3rd and short. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Goodwin able to haul it in. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Garoppolo again. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Whitney merciless. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Well, enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Garoppolo now on 3rd and goal. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Now it's Gold after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. To throw is Watson. He's got Jack Doyle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Watson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. The throw right sideline here is complete. And he's got this down to the 35. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Here's Watson. He's got his man. This is Jackson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pickup there at 22. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. To the air yet again, Watson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. Thomas, the intended target. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! 55. Ready?
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Here we go.
The last run got 3, now here's 2nd and 7. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On the carry, it's Cook. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Nick Bosa in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And Thomas has it. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Here's Watson. This goes out right to Doyle. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the 1st at about the 21. So the victory here for San Francisco. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for San Francisco, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. That'll do it for us.